It's day 8 of the Jian Ghomeshi trial, the sexual assault case that has been captivating Canada. Roz Weston is downtown at Toronto's Old City Hall, where today the Crown and defense presented their closing arguments.
Yeah, Cheryl, and it was after those closing arguments that the judge let everyone know verdict will come down on March 24th. Now, before court started today, Lucy Descoteres walked into the courthouse from the front stairs, acknowledging the support of the protesters outside.
Love you, Lucy. Best.
Now, inside, Crown took 50 minutes, defense took an hour and a half. The Crown, as expected, based their closing on that the timing of disclosure of sexual assaults means nothing and that no contact between the women and Ghomeshi after the fact changes or disputes their claims of sexual assault. Ghomeshi's lawyer acknowledging that the high-profile nature of this trial by saying this case will not be decided on Twitter or through a press release. She again attacks the women's credibility with accusations of just flat-out lying, saying perjury is not part of trauma, and ended it with this quote: "Truth is found in between the lies." When both sides wrapped, Ghomeshi looked relieved, standing, a few quick glances over to his mom and his sister, who always sit behind him in front row. And it's also worth noting that on every other occasion, all the complainants entered and exited the courtroom through the very back row. Today, when leaving, they all lined up together with their friends and family and walked in that front row, cutting a line between Ghomeshi and his mom. Again, the verdict comes down on March 24th.
Okay, thanks, Roz. Now, joining me now is criminal defense attorney Robb Macdonald, who has really been our go-to person throughout the entire trial. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
So, based on how everything is going down, how do you see everything playing out?
I think the defense has done a very good job at raising a reasonable doubt with respect to each and every charge, which could mean an acquittal across the board.
Okay, so a lot of focus on 3 accusers calling into question their credibility because of inconsistency in disclosure. Others say it was victim shaming. Would their communication with Jian after the alleged attacks have been so detrimental had they been up front with police from the very start?
If they had mentioned these, their correspondence and their behavior up front to the police, the Crown attorneys would have known about it, and they could have dealt with this in direct examination up front. One thing to consider is that these witnesses are not professional witnesses. They're not police officers. They're not people that are used to the process. So just because the defense has been able to raise some concern about their testimony or find some inconsistencies in their behavior doesn't mean that these attacks did not happen. And the important thing to remember is that these cases are not judged on the balance of probabilities. These are cases that are judged on the standard of beyond a reasonable doubt.
Well, thanks, Rob, so much. Of course, we'll find out about all of this in 6 weeks when the judge comes back with his verdict.